from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole math team is here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole math team is here. If you got a problem and it's hard, no need to go to console, we gon' tell you where to start. Long division polynomials, way more complicated than a monomial. Long division's what you need to do, so we made this video for you.
The first long division problem we are going to do is 12x to the third minus 11x squared plus 9x plus 18 divided by 4x plus 3. To start off, we put this in long division form, so 4x plus 3 is the divisor, and 12x to the third minus 11x squared plus 9x plus 18 is the dividend. Just as you would do the long division with integers, you solve these problems in the same way. You start by looking at the largest term of the dividend, which is 12x to the third, and then you see how many times 4x, the largest term of the divisor, goes into it. 4x times 3x squared is equal to 12x to the third, so 4x goes into 12x to the third 3x squared times. So you put the 3x squared above this 12x to the third, and then you multiply 3x squared by these two terms. So 3x squared times 4x is 12x to the third, and 3x squared times 3 is equal to 9x squared. Now we subtract this section from this section, and in order to do that we change the signs of these two terms. So we'll change the negative 12x to the third to change the 12x to the third to negative 12x to the third, and change 9x squared to negative 9x squared. So now we subtract and we get 0 for this, and negative 11x squared plus negative 9x squared is 20x squared, negative 20x squared. So now we repeat this whole process again. So we see how many times 4x goes into negative, oh wait, forgot. We have to bring down the 9x over here, because it's the next term of the dividend. So negative, we see how many times does 4x go into negative 20x, and it goes into it negative 5x times, because if you multiply negative 5x times 4x is equal to negative 20x squared. Then you multiply these out. Negative 5x times 4x is negative 20x squared, and negative 5x times 3 is negative 15x. And just like what we did earlier, we changed the signs. So this becomes a positive, and this becomes a positive. So you're left with 0 here, because negative 20x squared plus 20x squared is just 0, and 9x squared plus 15x squared is 24x. And you bring down the 18, next term of the dividend. So now we do this again, and 4x goes into 24x 6 times, so we write a 6 up here. And now we multiply this out. 6 times 4x is 24x, and 6 times 3 is 18. And finally we subtract, so we change the signs of these two, and we're left with 0. So because we're left with 0 and there's no terms left anywhere, we've dealt with all the terms, there's no remainder, so the final answer is just this, 3x squared minus 5x plus 6.
So for this next example, the first thing you have to note is that there's a gap in the degrees of the terms in the dividend right here. You see that the highest degree we have here is 3. It goes to x of 2, but there's no term with x to the degree of 1. So we're going to write it out like this. That way, you're leaving a space for the x term column. And you can create the space by turning the dividend into 2x cubed minus 9x squared plus 0x plus 15. So now that you have room for this, we can find out how many times 2x can go into the first term, 2x cubed, which would be x squared. When you're multiplying it back out, you end up with 2x cubed minus 5x squared. Now you're going to subtract it like you would normally do in a long division problem. You're going to end up with 0 minus 4x squared. You're going to bring down this term, 0x plus 0x plus 15. Now we're going to find out how many times 2x can go into negative 4x squared, which is minus 2x. So now when you multiply negative 2x back into here and negative 5, you get negative 4x squared plus 10x. So when you subtract this, you end up with negative 10x, because this cancels out, plus 15 when you bring it back down. Now we're going to do the same thing for negative 10x. So now we know that 2x goes into negative 10x negative 5 times. So when you multiply it back out, you get negative 10x plus 25. When you subtract this, you get a remainder of 10. But another way to say that you have a remainder of 10 is by writing out x squared minus 2x minus 5, which is the quotient you get up here, plus negative 10, your remainder, over the divisor of the original equation. So this would be your answer for this.
The first long division problem we are going to do is 12x. No. Oh my god. No!
It goes to the first thing you have to note is that there's a degree in the the first thing you have to note is that there's a degree. Why? The highest degree is a 3 and goes to x of 2. Why are you laughing? You're creating a space by turning the dividend with You see that our highest degree here is a 3, it goes to x of 2, plus 15. Now, I just sniffled. When you multiply it back out, you get negative 4x squared. That makes no sense.
Yay!
Hey!